Well, the much-awaited increase in taxi fare rates has finally been announced. For taxi drivers, however, there's a catch. The rate increase will also see the introduction of ride-sharing on the island. Cooper Stevenson has more.
As part of the new deal with the taxi drivers' rate increase, government is introducing a one-year pilot program for ride-sharing. Minister for Transport Wayne Ferbert announced today that 150 permits to operate a ride-sharing vehicle will be available for purchase at $1,000 each. Drivers will be able to operate beginning April 1st and through to September the 30th, after which point ride-sharing will be limited to the weekends and public holidays only. Furthermore, permit holders will only be able to be dispatched through an online program. Mr. Ferbert said the move will increase the transport capacity on island for visitors during peak times.
It is our intention, Mr. Speaker, to put this program in place for a one-year pilot period so that adjustments can be made to ensure that we enhance the transportation. Mr. Speaker, this new initiative will be under the oversight of the Public Service Vehicle Licensing Board. Legislation will be revised to officially recognize and regulate ride-sharing as a legitimate mode of transportation, aligning it seamlessly with existing regulations governing public service vehicles. The proposed expansion of the Act encompasses regulations for the ride-sharing industry, guaranteeing a safe, reliable, and efficient service for both drivers and passengers. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, modernization is necessary if we are to be a successful tourist jurisdiction, and is pivotal for advancing transportation infrastructure and systems by embracing modern technologies and practices.
As for the rate increases themselves, there have been changes to rates 1, 2, and 3, all of which will be applicable at the start of next month. The initial mileage charge for rate 1 has been increased from $5.15 to $5.53, while each subsequent 1/5 of a mile increases from 55 cents to 64 cents. For rate 2, the waiting time for the first 5 minutes before commencing journey will be free of charge. However, the charge for each subsequent 3 minutes spent waiting will go from $1.60 to $1.84. The hours for which a 25% surcharge is applied to rate 3 has been extended by 2 hours and will now run from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. for taxis carrying up to 4 passengers. The 25% rate 3 surcharge for taxis carrying 5 to 7 passengers has been narrowed by 2 hours and will now run from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Rate 3 at a 50% surcharge, which currently occurs between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. or on a public holiday, will change to 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Finally, the previous rule for charging 2 children under the age of 12 as a single passenger will be amended to apply to children under the age of 5. Cooper Stevenson, Bermuda Broadcasting News.
The idea of ride-sharing drew a swift and unequivocally negative response from cabbies today. President of the Bermuda Taxi Owners and Operators Association, Dennis Ferbert, said the BTOA denies any acceptance of Minister Ferbert's proposal and that his group vehemently opposes the introduction of ride-sharing services for several reasons. In a statement, Minister Ferbert took issue with government permitting the use of private cars and the lack of regulation around who can obtain a permit. He added, quote, "The BTOA is deeply disappointed by the minister's proposal, as it fails to address the concerns and priorities of the transportation industry."